What's up, everybody? Finally coming back after a little bit of a hiatus. It's your favorite show, the jankityasspodcast. And if it's not your favorite show, I hope it's at least one of your favorite shows. And I hope the other favorite shows that you can find going to the corner and clicking like and subscribe to Multi-Murdy Media right here on YouTube. That's the page that you're watching. You will get this playlist. You will also get the Gutsy Ass Gamer, which is video games and Twitch playthroughs and all that stuff, which I'm working on. Again, there's going to be more coming out. And same with my other show, the Pontius Paint Booth. That's all hobbies and related stuff. I got a bunch more episodes in the works. So eventually, I'll just be able to dump them all on YouTube and have a nice full roster of everything again. But in the meantime, like I said, had a bit of a hiatus, but some of the things that kept me busy now aren't. So that's a good thing for you guys. I won't be making as much money, but whatever. One thing that is going to be coming, well, of course, as always, we have our beer selection. Today, I think I've had this one before on the podcast, but it's the 0.394 Pale Ale from AleSmith. Good brand. I like these guys. They make a nice brown ale that I like too, but I didn't see it. Actually, what I really wanted to find is there's actually a new collaboration with Belching Beaver and Deftones, and it's pale ale too. It's not just some IPA, so I want to try that, but they didn't have it at my my local my local liquor store. Oh, there's one. Local liquor store. But they did have this. I've had it before. It's good. I know that much. And I'm actually not really surprised about the Deftones beer, because last time they had the Alms Pale Ale, it was like going really fast, and it was limited too. At the time, I couldn't buy more than, what was it, 1 pack per person. So hopefully I'll see more of that again. And what sucks too is Belching Beaver isn't in LA, so I can't just like go. I think it's like in Sacramento or something like that. Or you know what? I might actually be wrong. Let me double check. What is this? Add. Don't need that. Belt. What am I looking for? Oh, here we go. Belching Beaver, where are you? Belching Beaver Brewery. Okay. It's in Vista, California, which is... Oh, yeah, that's like... Oh, that's nice. It's like halfway between here and San Diego. A little closer to San Diego. I like it. But it's in a small town, so there's not... Whatever. There's not a whole lot else other than that. Anyways, 0.943. 0.394, excuse me. I was close. I had the numbers right. Anyways, as I was saying, got a couple more episodes with me and Tom. 3 more, to be precise. Got 2 more weeks after this. And then we're unfortunately going to be losing Tom. And I need to find some more help, hopefully. And I might be looking at some in-studio stuff here, too. No more... Maybe the occasional over Zoom podcast, but we'll see. Anywho, for now, get your drinks lined up, sit back, or keep your eyes on the road, whatever you're doing. If you're listening, and yeah, actually stay till the end of the episode, or just look in the show notes and you'll see my website, that's multimurdymedia.com. At the end is also some of my socials, so you can find Multi-Murdy Media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We pretty much have all of it. And the website also has links to most of the podcast platforms that this show is on, as a matter of fact. So if you prefer listening, we're on every major podcasting platform. So that's your Spotify, iTunes, Pandora, all that stuff. And I will not be taking shows off of anything for anyone. If you know, you know. If you don't, who cares? Keep watching. Ugh. Shit. Thanks for interrupting me, my digestive system. Keep listening, keep watching. Boom, we are live-ish. Or at least I'm live. Tom is somewhat... Oh, there we go. He's being unfrozen right now.
Uh-oh.
For those of you who can see, I mean, literally. Out of stasis. Tom, can you hear us?
I sense the spirit.
34:26.
Here's 34.
If you're listening, it won't. If you're just listening, it won't make sense, and I'm not going to explain it to you.
Yeah.
Watch the YouTube channel.
or don't. We're not your mom.
Yep.
Or are we?
Not your mom, not your dad. And in case you're not aware, this is another episode, or 2 or 3 of the jankityasspodcast, as always. For now, at least. So we've been out for a little bit.
Just a bit. Just a minute.
Yes. One thing I have not been out of is beer, like the rest of y'all in the pandemic. Today we got Steve Austin's own Broken Skull.
Nice.
IPA, and I am backwards again.
Remember, isn't that perspective? I mean, doesn't matter.
Right. Now,
like, you're backwards to yourself. You're not backwards to me.
I mean, you're probably frontwards to me too, but I'm recording backwards. But it doesn't matter.
That's true. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah.
I am drinking one of my favorite seltzer brewers, Brewery X. I am drinking their Moscow Mule, which is a whopping 13.5% ABV. This is one of those drinks where I literally have to pace myself and watch and be careful, because you can go 0 to 100 real quick if you don't drink this the right way.
There you go.
I have made mistakes with this drink.
Gotcha. That must be the part of you that isn't quite Irish.
Yeah. It's the French Canadian piece of me.
Oh yeah. I woke up a German citizen. I don't know what happened. It wasn't me.
All of a sudden, everyone was speaking Deutsch.
Yeah, right. And also, I don't have them on me right now because I drank them already. But when I went and got these, apparently, Asahi makes like the big Foster's size cans now.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I could see that. I mean, I like Asahi, but I had a bad experience at the last time, and it wasn't. I don't think the brand fault. Obviously, I'm not blaming you, Asahi Corp. But I went to a ramen place, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll get a glass of Asahi, whatever. It was the most carbonated drink I've ever had in my life. Like, I don't know if it was a fresh keg or whatever the hell happened, but I literally had to stop eating midway because I was just like burping so much.
Bubbling up. Yeah.
It was just like, what is happening here? This needs to calm down. Ugh.
I remember I had a similar experience way back when I was still working at theraid, where I I went out one night, nothing out of the ordinary. I only had like 3 or 4 drinks as I did back then. Now it's usually like 3 at the most. But this was back whenever we were working. This was back when we were on like a movie crunch, so it was like weekends and all that stuff. And I remember I went in that Sunday. I was one of the only people in the office because most people are just like, well, you can't make me come in during the weekend. Like, all right, well, you're not getting paid for that then.
Yeah.
But
sucks to be you, bro.
And then literally the whole day, I had like the worst gas imaginable. More than I'd ever had in my entire life up to that point, or since. Where literally every half hour, it would build up in my stomach, and then I would have to go to the bathroom, and it would just be like one big fart, like a bomb went off, just
like shotgun blasting.
And this is an office bathroom, yeah. But then like nothing would actually come out. There's nothing in my system.
Yeah, exactly. It's just air
or anything like that. Yeah, it was like that for the whole day I was there, all 6 or 7 hours or whatever. And then that was it.
To continue this really weird train of thought we're on. So this past weekend, and I've never experienced this before ever with this food item. So if there are certain food items, right, people avoid, it makes it when you gas up, it makes it smell worse, right? Like there are certain foods it's just like, oh man, it just gives you really bad gas. I've that's a thing. People deal with that. But something I've loved my entire life has been salt and vinegar chips.
Mm-hmm.
I've loved salt and vinegar chips for forever, especially the kettle ones. Oh, like those are the best. And I got like a big old bag for myself. I was like, hey, weekend snacking, why not? Big old bag of shit. And then, I had a bunch during my lunch break because I think I went shopping on Thursday night. So Friday I was still working. I had a bunch on my lunch break while I was eating food. And like 5 hours later, pass some gas, as I am wont to do. And I literally remember stopping my own tracks to be like, oh my God, that smells so bad. I was like, that's like, normally you don't mind your own stank, as a friend of mine once said, but like, good God. And meanwhile, my wife can't smell, so she didn't pick up anything, but it would smell so bad. I thought she would. I thought she would smell it despite her lack of smell. It was just awful. And I was like, ugh, it did. It was that like, and then I didn't connect it until like a day later, until like the next day I was having just, and then it was like, again, like 4 or 5 hours later, all of a sudden I was like, wait, is this the salt and vinegar? So I waited a whole day, did a scientific test, just waited a whole day, nothing wrong. Monday, tried it again. Lo and behold, it came back. And I was like, God damn it. Another piece of joy in my life is gone.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to subject people to that. That's like a war crime. It's disgusting.
Self-inflicted.
I know, right?
Well, I guess you're just going to have to sue Jesus.
Yeah. Dear whatever. Jesus, I'm suing you. Love, Tommy.
Again.
This is actually pursuant to a new claim.
We'll put this on the stack.
Yeah. Sir, you've been sending a lot of complaints here. That's not what prayers are for. They're for praise or no. What is it? I thought something along those lines. I saw a great like Reddit thread commentary where someone was like, it was like a D&D kind of base thread or something. Was like, oh man, that. And somebody posted something that somebody did, and it was a totally epic fail of like a basic human thing. And it's like, man, they really screwed up. It's like, yeah, apparently their character sheets just sucks. And it was like, yeah, and then someone's like, little known reality is that all babies in utero roll up their character sheet for when they're going to be alive. Problem is, they don't know how to fucking read because they're babies.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, that checks out. So
there you go.
There it be.
Speaking of passing gas, I got slapped around in Vegas all weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. You went to LVO. How'd that go?
It was interesting. We definitely were not on the strip anymore. Yeah, that's very impairment.
We're not on the strip anymore, Toto.
The Rio is it's very seasonal. So there was like a lot of restaurants and stuff that were just closed.
I keep hearing that. Yeah.
I was kind of pissed because there was one that I really wanted to try out. They had like one of those fucking Guy Fieri all out like.
Oh yeah. They had Flavor Town?
Yeah, full on Flavor Town bonanza type of shit. But it was closed. And I think the reason being for that is because it was one of those ones where like one side is completely open to the pool area. So I think it's probably just like only open during pool season. Which is unfortunate because I mean they had like they had some cool stuff like cheeseburger tacos. I want to try that.
Well, not to mention which it's like you'd think they'd open up if they knew like, oh yeah, we got like a 2,000 person con going starting for 3 days in a row.
It wasn't 2,000 people. First of all.
I mean, well, not for just it's more like it wasn't just chance, right? It was okay, so it was more like 1,500 people probably were there. That's a good ass number.
Yeah, because
that's a lot of repeat business.
Yeah, because it was us, and then of course they had the RT and team tournament on Sunday and finals, and then there was like a whole AOS side, and there was a War Machine tournament too.
They always do War Machine, but it's just gotten smaller and smaller every
hanging
year.
On by a pinky.
Yeah, it's like they're like, so what's the winner get? Everyone just gets a hug.
Yeah,
everyone just gets a hug.
I know there was some stink about prize support, but apparently it sounds like now that FLG has more partnership with GW, there should hopefully be more for the players, but
yeah,
I don't know, we'll see. I mean,
yeah,
there should have been at least like a pack of dice for the bottom 100 or something like that.
I know, right?
So because I kind of need new dice.
You get a wooden spoon. You get a wooden spoon. You get a wooden spoon.
Well, if anybody should get a spoon, it's me, because I was 735 out of like 760.
Oof.
I think, yeah, I got my ass kicked.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
But
so, what'd you run? Black Templars?
Templars, yep.
Well, so what was your list?
So 2 squads of 5 assault intercessors.
Cool.
Each with like a little bitty relic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I had a block of 6 eradicators, just with the regular meltas. 6 what the fuck are they called? Blade guard.
Mm-hmm.
5 heavy intercessors with the souped up executor rifles, and then they had a master of sanctity. The eradicators had a master apothecary, and then I had Grimaldus and an Emperor's champion riding with the
Blade
2
guard?
assault squads. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
then I had a 4 plasma inceptors in there too.
Huh.
That would drop in.
Okay. Okay.
It was okay. It's fairly simple. I never ran out the clock or anything like that. Mostly because I died.
Mostly because I was dead.
Yeah. I'm kind of pissed because there was one point I very nearly scored full points for the Black Templar secondary, the Bathe Your Blade killer character one, but it was Celestine, so she just popped back up.
Oh, rip.
And then I was like, you know what? I don't need to lose for a 6th time this weekend, so I'm out. Yeah. And also, that opponent was the same one that I was telling you about, that I was one of the ones that I rolled over at the next gen tournament that I went to a few years back.
Uh-huh.
So he got his revenge for all of them.
Damn. Man. Yeah, I know. I've heard a bunch of stories just of like different things and from the tournament, and apparently Custodes went hard in the paint.
Oh yeah,
they were just nuts. And it's funny because I remember looking at their updates and the katas. I was like, this seems pretty good. And then I was thinking about some of them, and then hearing some stuff about the games, and I was like, oh yeah, that checks out. That makes sense.
Well, from what I understand, that system is kind of confusing.
It is, yeah, because it's a bit of bookkeeping, but I think it's one of those things where it's like you just got to have a flash card out, and it's like, okay, this is what's active. All right, this is a new turn. I got to move this to something else.
Yeah.
And I think there was also some confusion too, because there were people who were like, wait, the Forge World units get it? And some people were like, no, but then actually yes. And it was like, I heard there was a bunch of confusion about that stuff too.
Well, I think they definitely do now. But yeah,
I think they definitely do now.
The second place was Custodes.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't know if you heard about it. It was a kid who was literally his 5th like event ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
did he ever play? Does anyone know if he ever played any other game systems or anything like that?
I have no idea.
Custodes OP, please nerf.
But apparently he was like I think they said he literally did 4 RTs beforehand.
Yeah.
That was it. And then LVO.
Damn.
And he just like fucking idiot savanted it.
Yeah.
I guess. Actually he's probably not an idiot, but
yeah. I mean, let's not say horrible things about him until we have a tiny bit more information that we still don't have enough of. And then we can start insulting him.
Yeah. But I do well without really like saying into it, I do know that he had apparently he had like a member of his family with him the whole time. Again, without saying anything.
As Tom Gusagura said, oh, hey, you drive yourself to work or you get dropped off? You know?
No, it wasn't like that.
No, of course. No, we're just dicking around at this point, but
more like here's your Xanax probably or something like that. Are you listening to this show and thinking, man, I'd like to start a podcast, but I don't even know where to start? Well, Buzzsprout has the answers for you. Buzzsprout is a podcast hosting service that provides a number of valuable resources to help you on your podcasting career path. For one, Buzzsprout offers indefinite hosting of all your episodes and allows you to host as much material as you want, depending on the type of subscription that you opt for. Buzzsprout also provides a means for getting your show hosted to every major podcasting platforms such as iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, you name it. In addition, Buzzsprout also provides various means to get your show monetized through various sponsorship and affiliate programs, links to other paid hosting platforms such as Patreon and YouTube, and your own personal newsroom to learn all the tips and tricks for optimizing your podcast for the greatest return on your investment. If you're hearing all this and you're still interested, you can go to my link below and receive an Amazon gift card for starting a podcast hosting subscription that you'll receive on the second billing period of your podcast journey. Everyone has something to share, and there's no time like the present. Join Buzzsprout today. Alright guys, time to take a little bit of a break from me and Tom to check in on our beer in my lovely, what is this called? Drinking horn. Oh, I forgot that one. A glass one. Not a traditional goat horn, but you do what you can. Once again, that's AleSmith Pale Ale that I'm drinking. Good for the health. And good way because I finally started doing HIT classes again, so I am in a lot of pain right now, just all over. My whole body's fucked. So this helps. I'll take a Tylenol later, and I gotta work in a couple hours too, so that doesn't help. Well, speaking of work too, well, you know what? I already explained it in the episode, but I'm going back to my venue job a lot more, so it's gonna be a lot more nights, except for today is a like a setup for something else. We're having like a Super Bowl pre-party. I don't think it's public though. I have no idea actually. Oh god, and I'm tired as shit too. It's not even noon. Anyways, what it is time for is it's time to bring you some more news in the world of entertainment, which is the whole world as far as I'm concerned. So let's see what we got up first here. Our first article, Charlie Cox knew about his Daredevil return for years. Of course. So that's nice because it confirms that Marvel at least kind of knows what they're doing. They know a good thing when they see it, unlike some other companies. Warner Bros. And I'm glad. It's nice that Charlie Cox is coming back. And actually, I think this article is kind of old, too, now that I think about it. Yeah, this article came out, like, right after it was either like right after or right before Spider-Man, the newest one, came out, where he, goddamn, did a cameo. Actually, he was in the movie for like a little bit at the beginning. So, and they did show that he's kind of a daredevil-ish without actually outing him as a daredevil. It was kind of like you had to know to know. So fingers crossed. I don't know where we'll see him again, but it sounds like we're going to see him in like more actual movies and stuff like that. And hopefully, well, now too that they're kind of getting into like the more darker Marvel and supernatural stuff. Because like we're going to have the Moon Knight series coming out pretty soon here. And then Blade is slated for, I want to say this year. It's in 2022 now. It's still, god damn it, I can't stop yawning. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Ugh. You know what? I don't use my voice that much. I should just talk more, I guess. Anyways, Charlie Cox is returning as Daredevil. He's been returning as a Daredevil. And that's all that matters. Let's see what's next up. Here we go. Our next article is The Raid, getting a Netflix reboot from Michael Bay, Gareth Evans, and Patrick Hughes. For those of you who don't know, The Raid was a breakout martial arts movie from Indonesia, actually starring, well, a bunch of people who've done movies out there, martial arts wise. But the lead was one Iko Uwais, who's a big. They do. You know, I actually read this article, which I wasn't supposed to do. But they do have a martial arts style that they feature. Pencak Silat. I don't know what that is, but basically he runs around fucking people up. And now I'm kind of apprehensive about this because it doesn't say anything about whether or not they're bringing back like any of the main actors. Are they bringing the Eco back? I would hope so. I mean, even though it is kind of it sounds like it's a reboot, even though they say adaptation. So who knows what that'll mean? But the nice thing is apparently, well, Michael Bay, so there's going to be a lot of explosions and shit. But Gareth Evans was actually the director for the original one. So the first Raid that came out, or actually was it this? Yeah, it was the first one. So at least, you know, we still got that. We still got one of the main dudes. So I'll be excited to see how that turns out. And I mean, I'm going to watch it either way, so, you know, whatever. Next up, speaking of Moon Knight, going back to Marvel, got a bit of a sad one. Marvel's Moon Knight star, Gaspard Ulliel, has died in a skiing accident at 37. Now, when they say star, they don't mean the star, of course, because Oscar Isaac is the one playing the Moon Knight. However, this guy was in, it sounds like, god damn it. It sounds like they managed to finish filming with him, at least. I would hope, I mean, either way, it's, you know, nobody wants that. I mean, shit, I've only got a couple years till I'm 37, so, but I don't ski though, so at least I'll be okay there. And without looking, obviously I don't really do research for this show at all, but I've definitely seen this guy in a few other things. That's Gaspard Ulliel, once again, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I suppose I could, you know, go check him out on IMDb. And of course, the links to the articles, as always, are in the show notes. So if you want to look up more, go there. Do it yourself. I can't read for you, even though I guess I kind of am reading for you, in a way. Let's move on to a slightly happier news, also regarding Moon Knight. Moon Knight trailer finally confirms Ethan Hawke's villainous Marvel role. So, one, Ethan Hawke's in it. That's cool. He's a good actor. And it sounds like he kind of plays like some sort of a cult leader who I'm guessing can like kind of possess people or control minds or something like that. Or else he's just an asshole. But and I'm sure he'll get his ass kicked. And maybe, hopefully, I wonder if he's like strong or anything like that. You know what? Let's see. It says, let's see, a cult-like following. Arthur Harrow is the character that he's playing. It sounds familiar, but I don't remember off the top of my head exactly who that is. Because mostly everything that I know about Marvel, everything I know that I know about Moon Knight is kind of whatchamacallit, like indirect, right? Like I haven't read any actual Moon Knight series, but I only know of him like as when he was in like the Avengers for a little bit and things like that, and some other series and stuff. But either way, I'm excited to see this show as well, which I'm excited for like all the Marvel shows, all the Marvel movies. That's just a given. Like you won't be able to persuade me otherwise. I'm not normally a fangirl, but unless it's like Marvel or Warhammer, then I am. So, or maybe fangirl isn't the right word. Just enthusiast. There you go. Here we go. Even more Marvel news. This one's interesting. Josh Brolin will reportedly return as both Thanos and Cable in the MCU. So, still says two things. One, there's going to be more Thanos flashbacks, or he's going to come back in whatchamacallit, because of like the whole multiverse thing. Like there's probably going to be like some other variation of him live action wise. Two, there's going to be Cable's probably going to be in either X-Men or Deadpool, I would imagine. And three, it's kind of a subtle hint that all the mutant stuff is coming to Disney eventually, finally. It sounds like I'm getting heartburn. Something like that. Or it's just bubbles. So that's exciting. Either way. Josh Brolin knows what he's doing. He's still in it to win it. And last but not least, Mortal Kombat 2 officially happening at Warner Brothers. So this one is not that big of a surprise because they did announce earlier that they signed a contract for, it was either 3 movies or 5 movies. I think it was 3 movies they signed for after, like, immediately after the first one came out. So now, this is basically just saying that they finally have like a story and they greenlit the new one. Now, this will be interesting. I'm going to watch it either way. But the thing is, like, the previous Mortal Kombat movie was, like it was somehow both, like, an awesome movie and the worst movie I've ever seen. It's got, like, the cult classic thing going for it. And, I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. Like, you know what you're in there for. The only thing that kind of sucked was they have, whatchamacallit, the one character. And they have, like, the one new guy. I forget his name. The one who like has the golden armored skin and he cuts up Goro into a bunch of pieces, basically. However, it looks like this movie's going to have Johnny Cage in there, as they kind of alluded to him at the very end of Mortal Kombat 1. And also, no matter what happens, I know that this movie is going to be better than the OG Mortal Kombat movies from back in the day, because those were stupid. They just had like a bunch. That was a literal shot in the back lot movie, right? Like they just sort of got a parking lot, put out some gravel, made like some hills or whatever, of dirt, action, a little bit of a green screen, and then they came out and just shoveled it all up at the end of the day. And speaking of shoveling up, that is the end of our articles for today. Gonna let you come back. Gonna bring you back to me and Tom shooting the shit some more and drinking it up some more. I have a different one that I showcase for the actual show. A different bleh, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. So with that, I will leave you to me and Tom. And then after that, we got a couple more weeks left. I got a couple more weeks after this left with Tom. I might have him pop in. He might be able to do something again sporadically, but it won't be constant like this. It'll be like a few months here, a few months there. He's his family's growing, and he's just been dealing with other stuff, I guess. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, keep watching, stay tuned, and once again, at the end of the episode is all my links, and then of course, just right here in the corner is the subscribe link to Multi-Murdy Media here on YouTube. So do me a favor, do that. I need subscribers and I need hours watched. And you don't have to pay attention to every episode. Just put the playlist on autoplay and go to bed. Or whatever. Easy peasy, problem solved. All right, I'll see you guys very soon.
Anyway, yeah, all of it has made me, I wish I would have gone, and I think everyone's kind of now in the post-LVO slump a tiny bit, seeing, not as many people jazzed about it, but I'm personally jazzed about the new Tau Codex, because I think it looks pretty freaking, I know, right?
Yeah.
Surprise! The army I started with, it looks pretty good, and what I really like about it too is it's such a complete rework. Like obviously there's some of the things everybody knows where it's they got rid of the mass Overwatch rule, marker lights aren't action
really?
now. Yeah, so but they have access to a really good Overwatch stratagem. So it's if you take a certain war gear, then you Overwatch on 5s and reroll all hits or something like that. So it's you stick that on one unit, it's pretty good, So, but basically, it's gonna be your three things really are gonna be do you go to the Tau Sept and just spam hammerheads and long range guns and just go frickin' ham? Do you go Farsight and run suit bombs, which is what I think I'm gonna do? And then do you go Borkhan or some custom Sept and just figure out the way you want to play it?
One big thing.
Yeah, basically.
Borkhan's the one that has the ignore and invulnerable.
Yeah, they have that for.
Right?
Yeah, they have that. So you throw. I think it's for an attack, not a weapon. Let me see. And one weapon so it's for that weapon. You just throw that on a storm surge with the giant pulse driver cannon. It's bye, Magnus. It's bam. Yep. But they have some really cool stuff too. The devilfish got a huge glow up. Devilfish are nuts now. They got more wounds. They're a little tougher. And they have all these bonuses and buffs based on what philosophy of war you take. So if you go Monk Ka or Kao Yan, you can pick depending on the turn and depending on what it is, 1 to 3 devilfish and just be boop. Just do something nasty with them. I think it's a strat, but I can't remember.
I remember seeing something like that, but
yeah, it's crazy.
I done blocked it out.
Yeah, I know. I done blocked it out, but you Fire Warriors look really good. Pretty much everything got cheaper, and some of them got real cheap. You can bring 6 fully kitted out crisis suits for like 330 points. Before it would have become probably closer to 465.
Nice.
Crisis suits, all battle suits can fire in engagement as if they were tanks.
I do remember that.
And they can even target if somebody else is in combat with that unit. So if I've got like a unit of fire warriors and crisis suits in combat with an enemy, I can still fire the crisis suits at him. It's not like, your other guy's here, you can't fire. No, it's like, no, I still can, because they were smart about that wording. And then like crisis suits got like basically they have 3 weapon slots and an upgrade slot, instead of saying, oh, here's just 3 slots and you're now limited to 2 guns in a support system. The other thing too is that almost every single support system is free.
Nice.
Which is so good. I mean, they're completely different, the exception of shield generator, and that one actually costs like 5 points. But still, that's better than what it cost before. It was like 10 or 15. Weapons went down. I mean, dude, Tau stock went freaking up, man. So I'm excited. But if you're not good at target priority, and if you're really not good at movement and deployment, which is my problem, I'm terrible at both those phases, then you're gonna have a bad time.
So if you suck at Warhammer 40k, it's probably not gonna.
I know. I was like, I want to announce to all my fans that I've decided to move on from Space Marines for the time being and stop losing with them to pick up the new Tau Codex and start losing with that instead.